province advertisement. So the province has got sole ownership. They've got an iron grip on the Cardinal. The province owns the Cardinal. Travis Galt made a motion to let the Supreme Court craft their own law since he trusted their judgment. At the November 1st meeting, Skylar Groddick claimed that everybody cheated in the last election. Senior advisor Max Morley said that deducting votes is considered cruel and unusual, and it flies in the face of the 8th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. The executive board, the E-Board, is headed by Pooja Sangoy, who is going to present their new election laws in the next SGA meeting on November 29th. Senator Skylar Groddick says that the E-Board is not qualified to make those decisions since it's not a governing body. SGA's Chief Justice Brian Reynolds said that in order to combat the low turnout rate, since there's a low turnout rate for SGA elections, even though it's provided online on Ulink, and so you must be like the laziest student ever in the world who doesn't vote for SGA. He thought that the best way to get more voters is to get more students in the process by running as candidates for office. Other November 15th SGA business. SGA had passed a budget bill, which is something that Frankfurt wasn't able to do 2 years ago. Preston Bates' freedom of speech resolution was passed, and this gives him the authority to confront the U of L administration on a number of questionable policies in the student handbook, which restricts free speech, such as the ban on harassment, which is defined too broadly, so it can be abused by the censorship police for a swath of unrelated reasons. The postings of anything that the housing office and building staff finds objectionable by completely arbitrary standards is currently the law for students living in the university housing, and that prohibits speech. The internet usage policy is draconian and Chinese-like. The University of Louisville has been deemed a red light university since it has several problematic passages in their student conduct handbook. Check out thefire.org/spotlight/codes/627.html. That's a website that will also encourages folks to contact their Sixth Circuit judge or President James Ramsey at 502-852-5417 or ramsey@louisville.edu. The Freedom of Speech resolution was sponsored by a major SGA player, Travis Galt, who ran for office last year for the presidency. The SGA is also working on legislation on the Rally for Higher Education. 3 new RSOs were passed, including We Are Change. The new Constitution still needs 5 more SGA councils to approve it before it gets ratified. A new academic building is going to be constructed. And Austin Schwinker, the president of the College of Arts and Sciences, the college that I'm a part of, is heading the committee for that building. So Austin Schwinker will have the decision if SGA, the general body for SGA, doesn't oppose to where this new academic building is going to go. SGA bought the Chevron property for the new recreation center. I'm not sure where that Chevron property is, but they bought it. They're still talking about the advancement officer. There's several highly qualified candidates and a couple more interviews, and then a decision will be made shortly. The Speed School ratified their new constitution. Senator Jeremy Bozarth presented a paperless Senate Act, which was backed into committee, though it's expected to pass in some form since the idea of cutting down on paper waste is a good idea. But by not having any paper copies for the public, it leaves no information for the public. And it would be difficult unless they published it on their website, the minutes on their website in an easy to access place, like on their front page. I want to see the resolutions on writing, and I would like to have access to that as a student body, as a student. And when you have the paper copy, like, you know that you got it. For November 1st, SGA's business. Here were the major highlights, which the Cardinal also cut. Next year, on February 7th, the Rally for Education will be held, where all colleges gather together and they put pressure on Frankfurt to pass better legislation. Max Morley is introducing a bill to make it mandatory that every council will be able to supply one person to the rally. Senator Travis Galt objected to it, as did a medical student senator. All but 3 SGA members voted that the requirement out. So that means that the main advocates for the U of L student body, the SGA, are not requiring themselves to go to Frankfurt on February 7th if they don't want to. The resolution did pass with that objection. However, the other stipulations required that no SGA candidates were allowed to campaign during the rally for higher education, nor the subsequent State of the Student Body address, which Frizzell will speak at. I think that flies in the face of freedom of speech. I know it's there to be respectful, and I think it's a good idea. But since they didn't require anybody to go to the rally for higher of education, it's kind of hard to take it serious when SGA doesn't even take it serious. Why should the students take it serious if SGA won't even require themselves to go to the rally in Frankfurt? The SGA Athletic Ticket Office is finagling with the university's athletic department over student tickets, and they're supposed to report back. There is 2 new clubs that were passed on November 1st, the Labor Law Improvement Club and some Christian group. A Student of the Month Act was passed, which now allows senators to be eligible for Student of the Month. And then there's an act to increase student fees by $13 was passed. UK pays $39 in student fees for SGA related stuff, and U of L pays $12. The $12 fee is split between SGA, SAB, the Student Activities Board, and CPC, the Club Programming Committee. So SGA is proposing on raising the $12 fee up $13 to $25, which is still $14 less than UK's $39 rate, the $39 rate that UK pays. The U of L's administration, the president, the provost, et al. Still have to pass this in order for it to take effect. But don't expect the Cardinal to tell you about it, because they've been ignoring the students and the main advocate for the student body for quite some time. I'm Jonathan Masters, reporting just for the fuck of it. Peace!